When you pick food, it's the same thing that applies. You can go into biology aspect of it. You can go to the chemical aspect of it. So many things goes into food. And cooking is just the tiniest portion of it that you can do. But food scientists and food engineers, they have nothing to do with cooking at all. The grace is gone. Yeah, that's just similar to somebody burning the whole farm in Africa after cutting down the trees and everything and burning doing the bush burning. It's the same thing. The joy is already there. So those subjects, when it comes to sport, history and geography in school, I'm already sharp ahead of time because I know that in the evening, rice will by all means be coming.
No. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you watching from all face of the earth. I am Kokwe, your favorite food scientist, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Food. Today we have a food engineer in our midst. I'm a food scientist and I have a food engineer who even studies something, I'll allow him to introduce himself and then we'll take it up from there.
All right, thank you, brother.
I'm not your brother.
Really? Do you want to do that here?
I'm not your brother. Yeah, continue.
Okay, fair enough. Viewers, just relax. It has always been like this, and this is just the starting point. So, yeah, my name is Roger Gamado. So, fortunately, I had quite a very complex background as far as food is concerned. So, I did my food process engineering as my first degree at the University of Ghana. And I later did mechanical engineering for advanced manufacturing. And I branched back to food science engineering. So that's why I met this guy. I don't even know what I should call him, friend, brother, whatever. I don't know. But as the time continues, we'll know that they're enemies, brothers, or whatever. So,
yeah. So I'm sure you've been following our episodes and you've seen how we've been discussing about food and all that. But for now, there are two different aspects. I don't know how you are going to define it, but then I'm throwing this question at you. How do you see food?
Okay, so I think food means differently to everybody.
Yeah.
And for me, food is just a language, a communication tool, a culture. I mean, it means so many things to me. So if I want to be defining them, maybe we will not leave this place, but food means a lot to me. But most importantly, something that drives away hunger and anger. Because they say a hungry man is an angry man. So, yeah.
Okay, so food drives away hunger and anger. Okay, that's so interesting. So, as a food scientist, how are you going to define it in that aspect?
Point of correction, I'm a food engineer.
Sorry, so as a food engineer.
Yeah, so let me just bring in something very quickly. For those of you who do not know, the difference between engineers and scientists is that the scientists, they do the raw research, and we the engineers, we pick the research work and then implement it into action.
We've spoken of it, so now you are saying the personal aspect. So what of it's defining it in a food science context or food engineering context?
Okay, so when I want to push into the food engineering or food scientist aspect, I mean, there are so many definitions that can come in when as far as food is concerned. But the general aspects that I want to highlight on is taking in something that does not have a negative effect on your health and something that maintains you to be in a good health, be well-doing, keeps you happy, keeps you away from hunger. And whatever the definition will be, definitely the safety and the quality has to be featured within. So that's how I see it.
What information is out there that you think that people are misunderstanding that in terms of food?
There are lots actually.
But that particular one that's anytime you hear people say it, like your heart, like this is your platform. This is the platform for you to, yeah. So what is that one thing?
I think it's not just single thing, but generally speaking, people having a certain notion about particular food.
Right.
So if I heard you right, you were speaking recently or some time ago in one of your episodes with Valentine about the French culture, food, how they talk about all those things. She has her own view, right? Yeah. Then somebody will also go and eat French food. Then you have a different view. So people just have different view. But I feel like it should come from personal experience. And that is what is being defined. One person's experience should not be generalized for all.
Okay.
And so there's no specific thing I can pinpoint that this is what hit me here. But I feel like that generalization of one person's view or experience is what doesn't quite work well for me.
Okay. Yeah. And then there's this other thing. I always get angry when I hear people say it, like the food scientists or the food engineers, what we do is we cook.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is your point on that?
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Immediately I mention something food. What program are you doing? Oh, I'm doing food, something. Then the real question is, oh, do you cook? Do you love cooking? You must be a cook then. You must, but that's far, far, far from it. Food engineers are different from food scientists. I just explained it. It's also different from consumer science and then food and nutrition and all other things. But the key thing is when you talk about food, there's more to that.
Yeah.
For example, I'll be doing bioinformatics very soon. It's a program that I'll be starting very soon in 2 months. And this is a course that you can do. There's an aspect of it that deals with food, an aspect that deals with medicine, and there's an aspect that deals with cancer research. So there are so many things. And when you pick food, it's the same thing that applies. You can go into biology aspect of it. You can go to the chemical aspect of it. So many things goes into food. And cooking is just the tiniest portion of it that you can do. But food scientists and food engineers, they have nothing to do with cooking at all. Yeah, that's just the myth I want to clarify.
So food scientists, please, and please again, we have nothing to do with cooking. If you are going to speak of the aspect where I quote, talk of cooking, that will be either the manufacturing aspect or the R&D process where we are, try and error, doing the lab scale, the miniature work to put it out there for you to go and buy and all that. So please, and please, we don't cook. Yes. So now rolling back to, from the beginning, to you, do you have a memory? I think in my past episodes with my the people I interview, I usually ask them if they have a memory with a specific food. Is there something in that context for you?
As in what they like personally?
Yes.
You'll be somebody who has been close to me for some time now, if not 3 years down the line. I would say that. Can you guess?
It's not Banku. Akple.
No.
Rice.
Of course.
Yes, rice.
I can eat rice from 31st or from 1st January to 31st December and I won't be tired. So when people mention their favorite, my favorite is rice. Regardless of how it's being cooked, I don't care.
Is there a memory attached to that? Maybe a childhood memory or something?
Yes. Let me just gist you all that. So there was this, when I was growing up, my dad sent me to go to attend a French school. So when I was schooling in Togo, they gave me this, what do you call it? There's it on Thursday. Thursday is the market day at our place. So Thursday, we have subjects like sports and history and geography. So Thursday, my mom will go to the market side and they will buy rice and then bring it. But prior to even that, we were born in a village. So bringing or cooking, eating rice only happens once in a while. You're usually during Christmas time and before you eat it again. Exactly. It will be 1 year before you eat it again. Then when I was sent to school over there, my mom will go and buy the rice on the market day and then bring it to us to cook on that Thursday. So over time, I was developing the interest for the rice because I would yearn to eat it more, not just on the festive day, but it became like a routine on almost every Thursday. So I'm like, oh, okay. So the passion developed for like eating the rice on that regular basis. That's how it comes. So when Thursday comes like this, the joy is already there. So those subjects, when it comes to sports, history, and geography in school, I'm already sharp ahead of time because I know that in the evening, rice will by all means be coming. So that's where my story about the rice came from. And I love rice since then. And if you ask my parents, my guardians, or anyone attached to me about what is my favorite food today, nobody will think twice but to say rice.
Okay. So now there's another thing. Do you think that there's the information people know about food science in general or food and food career courses are well spoken of?
Personally, I would say not at all. Not at all, simply because one, within the Ghanaian context, and I'll speak from my perspective, I feel like the education over there is not enough. For example, there should be a certain portion of our SHS program such that when you're in SHS 3, that program should introduce you to the various courses that are being done at the university level, so the student will have a fair idea about what is going on, and not just somebody pushing them to, okay, you are good, maybe go and do engineering. You are not good, go and do art or go and do this business or course. And that's where the issue started from. And when you even get to the university, depending on the course that you've chosen, where you are being influenced by your parents or somebody else, at that level, although I'm not expecting them to also maybe give you the basic education, but I feel like there should be an introductory course that gives you an idea. For example, I did food process engineering at the University of Ghana. So there should be an introductory course that initiates me very early enough and tells me about the different thing, what this course until it's all about. Aside taking views and perspective from my seniors who can only share their experiences or their feelings based on how they've made the course and the program, etc. But although I also accept the duty or the responsibility about the student also doing a further research, I also believe that the department should also come out and then do clear education and reach out to the SHS students so that they have a fair idea about the course enough before entering. But unfortunately, we fail to address that, and a lot of people are lacking that basic.
Yeah, I think coming to that, I was part of an outreach in, I think 3 years ago.
Yeah.
An SHS outreach, which was done by Echo Global.
Okay.
It was founded by Warren Emily. She's, I think she's a graduate now in the US. So she gathered some of the volunteers and then went to senior high schools, like from different programs. So I was doing food science. There was someone doing computer science, computer engineering,
Great.
you know, the different programs, midwifery. And then we went to the senior high schools. We educated them and spoke to them about the different, you know, programs that is in the university that they can, you know, try or to do.
Okay.
So I think something like this should be encouraged in the system, in that like it makes students aware of what is out there. Like it makes them aware of what they can even do. Coming to that, I want to share a memory from my senior high school. We have one of our elective maths. He really did well for us. He has a friend that works overseas. So his friend usually visits him once in a while when he has vacation. So there was one time when his friend visited, he made his friend to come and speak to us, his students. So in one of his classes, instead of teaching, he gave the floor to his friend, and then his friend shared his experience through the university, and then where he's working now, and then the money that he was getting and all that. So I got motivated from the story his friend shared over there. He became a teaching assistant in the university, and through the teaching assistant, he got an offer outside to study, and then through that, you know, everything built up. So from there I was like, okay, I would also want to be a teaching assistant after school, and then from there I'll pick up. So like I had my listening based on the true story he shared. You see, it was something linked to what he came to tell us, and then through that, like it built my interest. Right? Imagine there were 10 of us that had this idea.
And I have to interrupt you a bit here. You see, what you just said is very key. Okay, there are billions of people out there who have never had this opportunity. An example is me. People kept talking about they finding interest in something, or their interest developing into something simply because they attended a program, or they attended a church, they attended a talk, or they like those kind of things. Programs out there, those outreach program and attending the convention, they are really, really important to us who are in tertiary school or who are entering into it. Me like this, I've never had any of those opportunities, and simply because I'm always moving from the house to school and the opportunities are very limited. And so from that time till date, it has to be self-motivation, aiming at something. But it gets to that at a certain point, you just consider your own motivation can't carry you, can't shoot you up to the end. I'm just saying that, and this is also my call personally to all those who are watching us there, that, you know, it's not always about being abroad. It's not always about being highly educated. It's not always about me. But collaborate with somebody out there. Reach out to someone. If you can't do it alone, actually, I have this idea. How can we help reach out to an SHS student?
What is that story you want to put out there?
Exactly.
There is always someone in that space.
Somebody.
Find a collaboration and then keep that agenda moving.
If you can't, reach out to the two of us. We'll be very happy to help to bring hands together. Reach out to somebody on our behalf over there. To just, even if at the end of the day, just one person's whose life is being transformed, we'll be happy for that. Because
now imagine the story I just shared, right? I got that inspiration from there, and I'm sharing this now. Imagine someone watching this, or if someone also picked something from what he said, it will become a channel, and it will grow. You get it? Like, I don't know if you are trying. Why do I feel like I'm teaching?
Oh, you have become a counselor.
Yes, so that is it. To that as it. I don't know if we are not actually drifting from our subject,
Yeah.
but then like it's a good thing this came out. Yeah. So back to
Engineering
and food and all that.
Yeah.
So now insects. I don't know. I just love it insect because I've eaten it before and it's so nice. I don't know if you would wish to try it or you have already tried it and good.
My brother was far ahead of you.
I remember there was a time we took a course about this livestock thing. Now I want you to speak out
About the insect.
not the livestock and the sustainability.
Okay.
Yeah, remember when you said, "Oh, you not eat cow, you not eat
Yeah.
meat again."
Yeah.
But today you eat more than everyone.
Of course.
Yeah, I want
So-
to hear your story.
This whole topic about sustainability, it's quite complex for me because at one point I feel like we are just joking. At another point, I feel like we are not really tackling the thing the way we should. So, for example, let me break it down at the continental level. When you pick Africa, for instance, our major needs is satisfying our basic needs like food, shelter, and our clothing and those things. So when the issue about sustainability is being talked about, we don't even care because we are talking about trees not being around. I can see a tree in my house. When I go to the farm, I can see tree. So what are you talking about? But research has revealed that trees are being cutting down a lot of trees every day and less are being planted. So in the near future, we are going to have those challenges. That's for Africa. Come to Europe. It's one of the continents which is really fighting very hard to maintain the global climate change or to deal with the issue about the climate change. But on the contrary, look at what they are doing. Excuse my language, but they are smoking like a local. You get that? So at the end of the day, when you do a calculation, one person may, let's just do an approximate of somebody, one person smoking one packet of cigarette per week, which is unlikely to be so because some people can smoke one packet per day.
There's a research that has been done on that, because mentioning that the amount of smoking that they do is not enough to cause pollution. So yeah,
I quite disagree with that because they say little dose of water makes a mighty ocean, right? Take the small amount of smoke that they drop in the air. Because it's very small, it disappears within a minute and you don't notice it. The next person does it. One packet of cigarettes is gone. It's similar to somebody burning the whole farm in Africa after cutting down the trees and everything and burning doing the bush burning. It's the same thing. You may not be able to quantify, but it's the same thing. When you go to the USA, the fight is not as hard as it stays in the Europe, but then they do not smoke. So it's like a balance. But the point I'm driving at, I've never been to the Asia and before, so I can't talk about it that much. But the point I'm driving at is that we are all under one umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
So if one person is fighting hard and another person is not, it's all boils down to the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, what is on the paper is different from what is in the reality. So what do we do? Are we fooling ourselves or we are driving into the reality?
With that, I believe that most of the people, there are NGOs, there are motivated individuals that have individual projects that they are doing that is contributing to these goals.
Yeah.
So some of them in their small way are doing something to contribute to that, to achieve whatever Agenda 2030 or Agenda 2050 that the sustainable food systems are trying to implement.
Yeah.
So in small ways, people are actually doing something. But sometimes when you look at it on a global scale, you feel like there's nothing being done. You feel like there's nothing being done. But like I think that lots of people should come on board when we are talking about these issues, so that at least the date or the time that we want to actually achieve certain things can be achieved.
Yeah.
Coming to the sustainability aspect, like I remember there's 16 SDGs. Is it 16 or 17?
I think 17.
The 17 SDGs or the SDGs. If it is 16 or 17, I'll just take that part out. So the SDGs, I remember that it's quantified with something.
Yeah.
So if they are saying zero hunger, doesn't mean that everybody should, at least someone should get a square meal or maybe 2 meals per day. Like there is a threshold, a limit that if you get there, we are saying, we are doing something.
Yeah.
No climate action. Climate action is like there's a certain level that is, as a benchmark.
Yeah.
That if we get there, we are doing something. Yeah, so I think the NGOs, as I mentioned earlier, and then the individuals that are doing individual projects and other things to contribute to that, they are doing good job, and they need to be commended for that. And then now we call on more hands, to actually help in attaining this goal, because it's the planet, it's where we are now. Yes. So if we spoil it today, what of those
Okay,
coming tomorrow?
exactly.
Yeah.
And
So
that is even the call that, like, we all should come better. You see, the SDG, the SDGs as one of the key things I really like, because it was so much, it covers different aspects of our human life, the social, the economic, whatever. It covers all of them. Probably my personal recommendation, although I've not gone deep into it, is maybe the next time it will be enroll again, because I think it will come to an end very soon.
2030, yeah.
Exactly. So probably could there be another metric or something to measure the fight against the climate change on country basis, so that within that yardstick, every country could be rated. Let's say Ghana, for instance. Ghana, on a scale of 10, Ghana is doing well, so it's at around 6, where 10 means the country is perfect, but 0 means they are not even thinking about it at all. So could we have a measure like that? That metric, it's easier for us to say that, okay, we are fighting and everybody is contributing this aspect towards it.
So when it comes to that, I remember some years ago I was part of a panel where I had to present, the AU. It's something they do yearly, and then they present the sustainability. We pick one of the topics of the sustainability goals, and then we specify a country. So let's say they will give me Thailand.
Okay.
They will give me Indonesia. They will give someone this, that. Now they'll give you an SDG.
Okay.
Evaluate the country based on that.
Okay.
So I think that was some 4 years ago, and it's rolled on a yearly basis.
Okay.
And they still do that till now. Okay. I still receive emails on that, just that I don't now focus on that. They meet at conferences and all that. And it's like an argument, panel discussion and all that. Present the proofs, this, that. So now you go into the internet, you go into the system. If there's interviews that you have to do with people, you do the interviews, and then you present out the facts, the things that they are doing to contribute to this SDG. So I think there are systems in place. That's why I mentioned that NGOs and individuals are doing certain things like this. Yeah. So it's so much important, and it's good that people are already doing certain things like that. Yeah. We just hope that the findings actually reflect, and it's increasing on a good aspect.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think, yes, we've had a lot of stuff. We've spoken about a lot of things, but I don't know if you have any final words to someone watching us today. Yeah.
To someone watching, I don't know, we've spoken about a lot of things, but I don't know which one to start. But whatever your dream is, there's somebody who has already gone through that path. And the easiest way to connect is through LinkedIn. So do your search very well. Connect with people, more than one person, speak and get to know more about where you are heading towards, because the world is becoming very versatile. And that's one thing. The second thing I will add also is that the fight against the climate change is real, whether you believe it or not. And we have already eaten the food of our future kids. I kept saying this. And the earlier we stand now and start doing the best in our own simple way, the better. So I just want to encourage you, if you can plant a tree in your house, do it. If you have already made a concrete in your house, remove a portion of it and replace it with a grass. Like, do something. Okay. If you can help a small boy at your neighborhood to write a BEC and pass well, do it. Any small thing that you can do to contribute to changing somebody's life in a very minutest way, they all go away down the road to make this world a better place for all of us. I can't talk about it all, but maybe finally, let me leave it with that. Whether you believe it or not, food is what we are. Somebody say we become what you eat. So eat a good food. Now that you are struggling, don't save all the money and then push it aside and then be eating some junky food. And then at the end of the day, when you now have the money, because you are not eating the good food today, tomorrow you will now fall sick or you have a kidney failure, then you have to now use your money to take care for yourself. No, it doesn't work that way. When you have money, divide it into portions. There's a part for saving, part for eating. Don't mix them around, other than you pay for it in the future. So food is all that we stand for. But let me just, before I leave you, let me just give you a very short cue. There's a Canadian report that has said that we eat about 2 tons of fat during our entire human lifestyle. I mean, for a typical human being, and 2.3 tons of protein. And then when it comes to carbohydrate, we eat 10 tons. Can you guess the number of water, the quantity of water we take?
Quantity of water?
Yes. For fat is 2. For protein is 2.3. For carbohydrate is 10. Can you guess that of water?
Water will probably be somewhere 50.
Go up a little bit.
80.
No, too much.
60.
A little bit.
75.
No, 64%.
64.
Yeah, 64 tons of water for typical like 12 your typical lifestyle. So eat healthy, drink more water, and then stay safe.
Eat healthy, drink more water, and stay safe. I am Kokwe, your favorite food scientist, and see you in our next episode.
Thank you. Bye bye.